Hi everyone, I'm Walnut and welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC video. Today I'm going to be using my Ceruledge Sun team, but with a few adjustments. I've been trying the team out a bit and I think it's a lot of fun to play. I'll start off by going over some changes and findings, but if you'd like to skip this section, timestamps for the battles will be in the description below. I'm still slightly iffy on the Screamtail moveset and also the Dragonite slot. I have made the switch over to the Fluttermane spread similar to the Santino one, and I really like the booster speed. I feel like it makes the Fluttermane matchup better, and it's also nice into stuff like the opposing Great Tusk, the booster Roaring Moon, it's just stuff like that. I haven't made the switch to Tera Water just yet, but it's definitely a consideration now that I'm not using a set that gets booster special attack in the sun, so I'd rather be able to take hits like random heavy slams, or maybe even like blizzards. I feel like I'm not using the Dragonite slot too well, but for now I've made the switch to Tera Normal with Facade over Tera Blast. It's just something that I wanted to try. I don't know exactly what I want in this last slot yet, but to be honest, I think Walking Wake would be really cool to put here if it were legal. I just really want to test this team out some more, see what's working and see what isn't. You might be wondering, why test on Cart instead of Showdown? Well, for one, I find it a bit hard to pay attention to Showdown sometimes, but the more important reason is that the Showdown simulation does not perfectly match the in-game Cart mechanics, especially with this team. For example, if I send in my Torkoal versus an Arcanine team on turn 1, on Cart, both Intimidate and Drought would activate, and then the Eject Pack would send me out and give me a free switch with the Sun up. But on Showdown, I don't get the Sun. I just instantly eject out and it ruins my game plans. So some things I've learned about the team is that I really struggle into opposing weather if I lose my own, so versus like sand, snow, even rain, in those matchups I have to be super careful with my Torkoal. I really struggle to deal with fire-type Pokemon if I don't have Great Tusk as well, so something like a Terrafire Annihilate is really threatening, which would essentially force me to bring Great Tusk. My focus for this session is to just pay attention to the battles. I've noticed that sometimes when I'm talking I don't read the text on the screen, and I might miss out on some important information like the booster stats. I also feel like I could have some more success leading Ceruledge, so I'm going to be looking to do that where possible. But before we get into the battles, I hope you'll consider leaving a like and a sub as we near our first 100. I really appreciate it. Rental code and PokePaste are down in the description below if you want to try this team out for yourself, but now let's jump right into the battles. Alright, so our first opponent has Palance, but with King Gambit and Baxcalibur. I'd say Baxcalibur is one of the things I feel a little bit scared of when using the Ceruledge, just because you can go for the Icicle Crash into my Grass Tera, which is a little bit scary. So I might want to bring the Screamtail to this matchup. But I don't think I need to lead the Screamtail, I'll probably just leave it in the back. I think I can go Torkoal and Ceruledge in the lead. Maybe threaten something with a Solar Blade, especially... I guess I wouldn't be threatening too much with the Solar Blade here, because Palafin's probably wanting to switch out. But setting up the Sun is going to be nice for the Amoonguss. King Gambit's got to be scared too, but I will probably have to go for a Tera Grass. And I guess it might be a little bit scary. They could go for like a Sucker Punch, Ice Shard to threaten my Ceruledge. That double up might just get the KO. So I want to bring someone like Great Tusk to threaten them as well. So I could even just like protect Overheat on the first turn, bring in the Great Tusk, and then threaten them together with the Ceruledge. And then lastly, let's just bring the Fluttermane. I always like bringing Fluttermane, because typically mine will be faster than theirs just because I put a lot of speed investment into this one. Amoonguss and Palafin is what they're leading off with. I don't necessarily have to go for a Tera Grass here. I don't think I'm at too big of a risk from a water move from the Palafin, just because the Sun is up. I think I'm willing to... do I want to Overheat plus Solar Blade that slot? That seems a little bit iffy. Maybe I can overheat the Palafin, catch whatever's coming in, and then I can just go for a Tera Grass. This way, if they do stay in, I won't get spored. And they're either going to protect or they're going to go for a Tera Water here. Because no way you leave your Amoonguss in just like this. But they didn't switch out the Palafin. Oh, please give me this Amoonguss. Give me this Amoonguss. Uh-oh. We got him. Oh, good thing we went for the Tera Grass. I mean, we would have taken the hit anyway, I think. Solar Blade is gonna just delete this Amoonguss. Biome. Yep, goodbye. Tinglu can take it, but not Amoonguss. Versus Tinglu, would I have to go for a Helping Hand as well, and Palafin didn't protect, so now we're able to eject the Torkoal out. Torkoal is still nice and healthy. This is probably as good of a turn 1 as I could have asked for. If I had to, you know, wish for something more, I would have wanted the, I guess, Palafin to switch out into someone, because then I still have my Ceruledge versus the Palafin, who I'm not worried about. So I want someone to threaten the right slot. Or I could just bring in this Flutter Mane. Yeah, like a Dazzling Gleam. I feel like Dazzling Gleam would just KO the Palafin here. Do they bring in the Arcanine? I guess Arcanine is who I'm a little bit worried about. Excalibur. Okay. So they do send it in. Are they gonna just throw an Ice Shard at my Ceruledge right away? And doesn't Ice Shard just KO? That's kind of a lot. Down to go for a Dazzling Gleam. Could even just protect the Ceruledge. I'm kind of down to protect the Ceruledge. Because I think Scarlet is going to be the bigger threat here, and that's who they want to target down. They could just switch into like Arcanine or Flutter Mane, maybe even Kingambit in the back. Let's protect the Ceruledge here. Palafin switches out. Who knows, maybe they could call that I protect here and that it's a Specs Flutter Mane and you just throw the attack into that slot. They send their own Flutter Mane in. What is the booster? It's booster speed, okay. Just hope it's not faster than mine, because I can't go for a Tera anymore. Do they go for a Protect as well? No. How much does this do with Excalibur? Plenty. Icicle Spear into the Ceruledge is wonderful. Because if it's Icicle Spear, I guess maybe you run Ice Shard, but maybe you are not confident about the damage in that case. But either way, I feel good about, oops. I mean a Dazzling Gleam, and then I guess I can go for a Shadow Sneak. Do I want to Shadow Sneak the backs? I feel like I just Shadow Sneak the Flutter Mane. Yeah, let's Shadow Sneak the Flutter Mane. Cool. And the Shadow Sneak is enough to pick up the KO because they have not used their Tera yet. What are they? Oh no, they have. What am I talking about? I forgot. That was the whole point of it. We caught the Amoonguss Tera on turn 1. We're just in a really solid position now because of it. Didn't even have to worry about their Flutter Mane's booster speed outspeeding my own because I have the Shadow Sneak available. And yeah, I feel like this Ceruledge can really just abuse Amoonguss and Palance, except for the Baxcalibur. But in this case, we did just protect and KO with the other slot, and that's the nice thing about VGC. We have 2 Pokemon on the field, it's not just always a 1v1, and that makes, I guess, each interaction all the more interesting. Palafin's gonna come back in. I don't care if you're hero form, you're still a 0 to me. and that is also where your HP stat is going to be. If they let us get this attack off, I'm pretty sure Dazzling Gleam might just KO. I'm a little bit curious to see how much this single target Dazzling Gleam does. But I mean, even if my opponent did read that Flutter Mane, or the Ceruledge Protect into the Flutter Mane attack, I still have my Great Tusk in the back, who I feel like probably just wins this as well. Like, the Baxcalibur took too much damage at that point. Their Tera Water on the Amoonguss turn 1 really wasn't good, but they didn't really have a switch in. They had Flutter Mane or Baxcalibur who could switch in, and both of those guys are gonna like drop if I Bitter Blade the Amoonguss. But yeah, we just got a really huge turn 1 read. So for this first battle, I feel like my lead was pretty solid this match. I find that sometimes I'm a bit too scared to lead Ceruledge if it's not perfectly safe, but versus everything except for the backs, I feel like it does quite well. I feel like my own turn 1 play was pretty safe here. I was a little bit tempted to double the Amoonguss, but I just overheated the Palafin because I really wanted to switch out, and I think the Palafin is a little bit less likely to protect on turn 1. I did predict the Tera right and deleted the Amoonguss so hard, I kind of deleted it from my memory and forgot about that Tera for a little bit, but to be fair, the Shadow Sneak was the right play there. I initially thought I would need Screamtail to disable the Ice moves from the Baxcalibur, but I think the Flutter Mane and Great Tusk can just handle the backs as well. To answer my own question, I did not drop to an Ice Shard. Okay, this person's using Glamora Dondozo, but with Tropius, Iron Bundle, and Chi-Yu. So Tropius, I'm pretty sure it's probably running some set with Harvest and like Substitute, stuff like that. Pretty annoying stuff to deal with. Glamora Dondozo. How do I beat Glimdozo? Maybe I lead this one. Or do I just lead these two and just try to hit the Glamora? Let's see that going well. I'm gonna bring the Screamtail in the back just in case I need to like encore disable the Dondozo. Then for my last slot, this guy would be nice since he floats above the spikes, but I don't think I need to float above the spikes. This Tropius, I can't hit it super effectively with this guy, but they could go for like a Tera on the Tropius, but if you Tera on the Tropius, you're not Tera on the anyone else, like the Glamora and stuff. Let's bring the Great Tusk. I don't know how worried I have to be over this Tropius. They might not even bring it. This Iron Bundle and Dondozo. What are they gonna do here? Iron Bundle's booster energy. I feel like you're probably not gonna switch out a booster energy Iron Bundle just right away. Maybe I can overheat that slot. I feel like that's pretty free. Maybe Dondozo and Iron Bundle like double up my Torkoal here, which might suck. But this way I can bring in someone else next. And I don't have to commit my Tera just yet, so let's just protect the Ceruledge here. Booster speed, Iron Bundle, Dondozo. Iron Bundle protects, okay. Let's hope Dondozo doesn't protect. Are they gonna yawn here? Are they gonna yawn my Ceruledge or yawn my Torkoal? Okay, never mind, they just Wave Crash my Ceruledge. And we don't land the overheat, but that's okay. I think now I could go for like an overheat into here. Tera Grass Solar Blade. Or I could just overheat into here again and Tera Grass Solar Blade. I don't know, I just feel like maybe you won't Tera the Dondozo. I feel like Solar Blade probably 2-hit KOs, and you probably don't have the best way of hitting my Ceruledge unless you are Tera Flying Dondozo, which is a bit of a nightmare to deal with, to be honest. So let's just hope this KOs. Okay, we switch out the Iron Bundle. Is it Tatsugiri? Yeah, it's Tatsugiri. Okay, so we at least get the Solar Blade. I could have doubled it on Dondozo this turn as well, but I really did not want the Iron Bundle to be on the field if I was going to go for the Tera Grass on Ceruledge, so they can't go for a Freeze Dry or anything. How much does this do though? What attack were they going for? I could see them going for the Earthquake. I don't know if Torkoal actually takes an Earthquake. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay. But Ceruledge, man, it doesn't even take it that well. But we at least predict the Solar Blade onto the Dondozo. Or not predict, did I say predict? We land the Solar Blade onto Dondozo. Okay, so what I could do here is I could Helping Hand Solar Blade, but if they go for a Terraflying Tera Blast, that could be dangerous. Could also just switch into the Scream Tail. I don't know how useful Scream Tail's gonna be here. Actually, with the Scream Tail in Sun, I'm gonna be faster than their Iron Bundle, not that they don't have booster energy. That's something to consider. I also outspeed with my Great Tusk. So maybe I'll just Helping Hand plus Solar Blade here. They might just expect to live and not be too worried. Oh no, they're going for a Tera. Let's hope it's not Tera Flying. If it's Tera Grass, that's doable. Tera Flying is dangerous though. Tera Steel. Okay, we can handle that. We can handle that. Helping Hand. Of course the Solar Blade isn't going to be doing anything now. Kinda wish I just went for an Overheat instead. Oh, Heavy Slam. Yikes. That just KOs Ceruledge, okay. But it's okay, because I can bring in Great Tusk now. We did waste a turn with the Torkoal though, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Could go for the Yawn, or I could go for an Overheat, or I could go for a Helping Hand. I would expect a Helping Hand close combat to KO the Dondozo. But instead I'm gonna Yawn. And just hope that this close combat KOs and I get the Yawn into Tatsugiri. Okay, cool. I did not have to waste the Helping Hand. I feel a lot better about this turn now. And now they might even just switch that Tatsugiri. Or risk getting put to sleep. Iron Bundle is gonna come out now. I'm just worried, I guess. Let's see, how many turns of Sun are left? Last turn of Sun. I'd rather switch out the Great Tusk, because I don't want to faint here. But I probably need to switch out the Torkoal. They've already used their Tera. They could just protect the Iron Bundle and switch Tatsugiri. Or maybe they don't know I'm sashed. Or not sashed, scarfed. They don't switch out the Tatsugiri, this could be dangerous. Because I did not target down that slot. Did they take down my Great Tusk here? Maybe like a Muddy Water? I don't know if it KOs, but I did just drop my defenses. I hope it just misses. Muddy Water, please, Great Tusk. Oh, Great Tusk! The absolute greatest of Tusks. There's a Photosynthesis will wear off here, but that is okay. Because Tatsugiri falls asleep. Dragonite comes in, that is not good. Oh, that's not Dragonite. Chi-Yu comes in. They don't have a Dragonite on their team, what am I talking about? I thought that was Dragonite's name for some reason. But no, that is Chi-Yu's name. This could be Sash Chi-Yu. Guess I'll go for a light screen in a close combat. Or let's see, can I lose this? I guess if this thing outspeeds me and it's like a Scarf Chi-Yu. Okay, nice. Close combat. It's not Scarf, or not Sashed. Could have been Scarfed and it could have been a speed tie because we are Jolly, and Jolly speed ties with modest Chi-Yu. Guaranteed turn of sleep for the Tatsugiri. I think this is gonna be a win. This one was stressful. I don't know if you can tell how stressed I feel, but I'm feeling it. Yeah, I wanted to switch out to reset the Sun. Did risk the Great Tusk going down, and I think if Great Tusk goes down, I might just lose because Screamtail has no attacks. Ooh, and I don't know if Torkoal can handle the Chi-Yu in a 1v1. Because I think I might just faint in one hit. Yeah. Now I can go for like a disable plus close combat. Battle's cancelled. Excellent. Ooh. This battle, I did like my turn 1 and 2 plays. I feel like I was decently safe from the water moves because of the Sun, and my Ceruledge was safe because of the Protect and the Tera, but where I would have liked to change my play is on turn 3 where they heavy slam my Ceruledge. I should have just protected and overheated them out, because I don't think they ever click Earthquake again, and if I'm scared of the Flying Tera, why didn't I just protect? This way I could get my Screamtail in versus the Dondozo, especially since the Screamtail didn't end up being too useful this battle because I barbed it in too late. The Muddy Water onto my Great Tusk ended up being a roll, so I had about a 50% chance to just lose the game there, and with my Pokemon with damaging moves being so low, it was a bit risky. So I probably should have switched out the Great Tusk after getting the Yawn. I didn't even bring the Torkoal back in, so I guess I didn't need the Sun, and I probably would have just used Screamtail to disable the Tatsugiri, and close combat with the Great Tusk into the partner slot. Also, the Tatsugiri was definitely Scarfed, so it was not a speed tie with the Chi-Yu at the end. Alright, this next opponent is using Corviknight, Arcanine, Amoonguss, Baxcalibur, Rotom, and Great Tusk. So I really want to remove Baxcalibur as soon as I can, and then maybe Terragrass Ceruledge can just sweep. I guess not against the Corviknight if they have like Brave Bird, but I mean I can threaten the Corviknight unless they want to Tailwind up on me first. How good do they feel about bringing backs here? I feel a little bit nervous about leading my own Great Tusk just because, I don't know, They do have the Rotom for Tera Flying, they have the Intimidate, they have the Amoonguss. So I feel like it's going to be another Torkoal and Ceruledge here. And then just go for a Tera Grass early. I guess a Thunder Wave from Rotom's a little bit concerning because then it does drop my speed and then the back Excalibur would be outspeeding me. Who do I want in the back? I don't know if Screamtail's going to be that useful this battle. So I think I'd rather just stick to these two. I don't really have a switch in for the ice move. Unless Torkoal gets ejected out. So I need to be a little bit wary. Corviknight and Arcanine is going to be the lead. So I don't even have to go for a Tera Grass here. Ceruledge is looking real nice. Oh, I get ejected out. But look, because we're on cart, the sun is set up first before the eject pack, which is perfect. I guess I don't want to bring in the Flutter Mane. I guess I could bring in the Flutter Mane. Does Flutter Mane KO Corviknight? Flutter Mane probably does not KO Corviknight. So let's just bring Great Tusk. I still want to focus down the Corviknight most likely. I don't think they're going to go for a Tera Fire here on Corviknight. Headlong Rush looks pretty good into the Arcanine. Do they have a switch in for Headlong Rush? I guess they have Rotom. And then go for a Bitter Blade into Corviknight. Yeah, let's do it. Arcanine switches out. Is it Rotom coming in and then Tera on the Corviknight? I honestly don't hate this anyways. I will have to switch out the Great Tusk, but do I just pick up the Corviknight? I don't expect it to survive. Okay, cool. Who is in the back? So Rotom I'm not too worried about. Arcanine I'm not worried about. And they send back in the Arcanine. Okay. They get the Intimidate on me now. Of course, Ceruledge does not care. Guess I'll bring in Torkoal. Reset my Intimidate drop and go for a Tera Grass Solar Blade into the Rotom. Cool. I'm guessing they're not tearing the Rotom unless they're slower than my Ceruledge. They could also just protect the Rotom this turn. Go for like a nice safe double. I don't know, I feel pretty solid about this Tera Grass. Arcanine goes for a Will-O-Wisp. We're both immune to burn. Solar Blade into the Rotom. Probably just picks up the KO is my guess, unless it's like super fizz bulk. It's not even that chunky. Look at how small this washing machine is. I could cut it right in half. Look at that. People are not ready for the Tera Grass Solar Blade in the sun. This is what I love about this team. I just love like 100-0 KOs, just huge hits, especially from like some of my favorite Pokemon like the Ceruledge. Great Tusk is going to be the last one in, but like unless you have Ice Spinner, you're not really threatening me. And if you're going for the Ice Spinner, then you're going to be taking this Overheat. I guess I could honestly just go for a Protect. Like nothing's stopping me from going for a Protect. Do I risk the Ice Spinner is the question. I don't really care what they go for here. I think I'm down to Bitter Blade this slot as well. And Arcanine's just not a threat. What do they go for? It could be like Tera Ground something? Yeah, Tera Ground plus what? Protect Earthquake? At least they're not protecting with a Great Tusk. So I targeted the correct slot. Extreme Speed brings me down pretty low. Headlong Rush, does it finish off my Ceruledge? Okay, so cool it is. Wait, did I? I think I should be fine. As we drop, or their defenses go down, I still have my Scarf Great Tusk, and it's gonna be at least as fast as their Great Tusk. And yeah, look at that, Bitter Blade in the Sun, still doing plenty of damage. Didn't have to go for a Solar Blade there, even that would have KO'd or brought it down to the sash that I think it is. And I'm basically just ignoring the Arcanine because that thing does not matter to me at this point. I can bring in Flutter Mane, Photosynthesis boost in the Sun means I'm going to outspeed their Great Tusk always. And I guess it's a little bit scary if the Arcanine tries to go for a Flare Blitz into my Flutter Mane. That could get the KO. How many turns of Sun are left? Let's just keep track. 2 turns left. Like the Dazzling Gleam here. And then... let's see, actually what I could do is I could go for a Shadow Ball into Arcanine. And then how much would I expect a Shadow Sneak to do into the other guy? I feel like Shadow Sneak is going to do a third of the previous damage. No, it's going to do even less. No, it's going to do about a third. A third to a quarter of my Bitter Blade damage, so I feel like this probably KOs. It does not KO. I don't think I threw quite yet though, because I'm pretty sure my Great Tusk in the end just wins. I'm just bringing them down into the Great Tusk range. Headlong Rush. Okay, cool. And then Flare Blitz is gonna probably KO this Arcanine, right? Yeah, I don't know, maybe I was overthinking things, but I felt like that play was pretty safe. I don't know if I could have just made any other play in that situation and have been fine, but we're just gonna go with that. And now I can always just go for a Headlong Rush. They can't go for any defensive Tera. I just go for the Shadow Sneak anyways. Ooh, and nice. This battle, the turn 1 really highlighted the difference between Showdown and Cart, because at the start of the battle, I was able to switch out and have my Sun up for Photosynthesis, no Intimidate on my Great Tusk, and I was just exerting a lot of pressure onto my opponent. I think I just identified that the Grass Tera Ceruledge kind of just pops off again, and I was able to eliminate the only threat to Ceruledge on turn 1, and after that, I just had to click powerful moves, and the Great Tusk would have always won me that endgame. I think that's something I may want to consider is switching the Dragonite to a Pokemon that would discourage my opponent from bringing my tougher matchups, or to encourage easier matchups for the Ceruledge, kind of like how Dondozo can pressure you to bring certain Pokemon, and I think right now the overlapping Ice weakness with the Grass Tera Ceruledge isn't great, but I thought the Dragonite with Tera Normal, Inner Focus, and Assault Vest might be good into Blizzard and Rock Slide spam for opposing weather. Okay, oh no, it's already searching. I wanted to use the restroom first. I kinda hope it doesn't find someone now, because I just want to go to the bathroom. Okay, we're facing DDT. They have an interesting team. Got Scizor, Iron Hands, Mimikyu, Quaquaval, Chien-Pao, and King Gambit. I'm like a little bit worried about Scizor. Chien-Pao is also a little concerning. think maybe Great Tusk in the lead. It's gonna be pretty good with Torkoal. Could even go like Tera Flying, Helping Hand maybe. Because I don't think I want to sack this thing right away. But they just don't have the best way of hitting Torkoal. I guess it's a little bit concerning if they have the Iron Hands in the lead, because then they could fake me out and do some stuff with that. Do I think they could be Trick Room with the Mimikyu? I guess they could be. I really hope they aren't. I don't think this is a matchup for Dragonite with the AV. I don't know about bringing Scream Tail to this one because they do have two strong steel types. So I think it's just going to be the usual guys. It's just I'm not sure about my lead, the Great Tusk, but I think he's going to be, I guess, the best into most of my opponent's team. Just like, the only person who has Protect here is going to be that Ceruledge, so I feel like I'm going to have to trade really effectively to win this battle. Okay, Scizor and Iron Hands could be like a Bulk Up Fake Out, or not a Bulk Up Fake Out, Sword Stance Fake Out. I don't think I'm going to go for a Tera Flying on the Torkoal just because they could probably go for a Fake Out here. But do I want to go for an Earthquake or just Headlong Rush a slot? Headlong Rush into the Iron Hands seems very free right now. They could also Tera on the Scizor. Tera Water seems very likely. But if I just overheat that slot, I feel like there's no switch-ins. I guess I'll go for a Headlong Rush into the Iron Hands, and then overheat onto the Scizor. I expect, like, Fake Out, maybe a defensive Tera here. Bullet Punch is gonna come out, no Fake Out. So thanks for your Iron Hands. I didn't really feel like predicting too hard. I don't know. They could have gone for a defensive Tera there unless they were like Tera Fire. But they didn't go for a defensive Tera anywhere, so they only get one Bullet Punch off. Pretty solid lead, I guess. I was kind of like expecting a lot of different plays, like a Fake Out, maybe like a Water Tera to a Tera Blast. Sword Stance is also possible, but they didn't do anything. So who could they have in the back? They have like Chen Pao and stuff, King Gambit. I guess Ceruledge isn't the worst. Do have Headlong Rush Pressure. I guess I can go Flutter Mane here. I do always take the Chen Pao's hits. Could see them going for a Tera on like the Chen Pao or King Gambit in the back though, depending on if they have it. There's a Chen Pao, and there's a King Gambit. Yeah, I'm not too surprised to see these guys. Headlong Rush is very obvious here. My opponent could go for a double Sucker Punch into my Flutter Mane. I could see that picking up the KO. Or maybe I Headlong Rush this slot here. Should protect that. I feel like you would Tera the King Gambit, and King Gambit could go for a Tera Flying. I don't know, you don't have Earthquake on this team. But I like the Headlong Rush into here. Tera Fairy Dazzling Gleam? Yeah, let's try that. I don't think I need a Tera on anyone else. Never mind, battle's cancelled, my opponent gave up after that beautiful turn 1. Cool, but now that means I get to use the bathroom. This last battle was short, so I'll keep this section short. My plan one turn was mostly to just switch out and force a Tera, but instead I got a double KO. If my opponent didn't forfeit on turn 2, I think I'd be more worried about the Flutter Mane dropping there, so I probably should have just switched to the Torkoal and then gone for the Headlong Rush into the Chen Pao. but with how powerful their back Pokemon were, I don't think the game was lost for them completely, though it would be very hard. I think if my opponent neutralized my Great Tusk early, I would probably struggle into the rest of their team depending on the Protects and the Teras. That's going to be all the battles for this session. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I think I'll try out dropping screens on the Screamtail set and going for like Encore Disable, maybe Protect and Dazzling Gleam instead. I'll think about what slot the Dragonite could be to just invite more Amoonguss, Arcanine, and Palafin, or I might just try it out some more to see how it does into opposing weather. I still plan to use this team, but I have been trying out another team with Tera Steel Bulk Up Ceruledge, and that Pokemon is an absolute monster. Hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss that video, and until next time, bye bye.